Positively Muskegon. It's Andy O'Reilly at the Disability Network. Now, help me out here. This is a big name. It's the Disability Network of West Michigan.
That's right.
I have got Miss Pittman.
Yes.
We're going to go with Miss Pittman, or should we just call you Dana?
Yeah.
And over here is Tamara Collier. She's the Executive Director. We are down here today to talk a little bit about one of the best kept secrets in Muskegon. People that work here didn't even know about it until they come along, and that's kind of why Dana's here. Mm-hmm. Are you a client? How does it work?
I was a consumer. I was referred here by
Talk up just a little bit.
Referred here by Bureau of Services for Blind Persons.
Okay.
And to have one of the services that they provide here, which is a benefits analysis and summary performed. And I came here to have that done, and the next thing you know, I was an intern. So I went from an intern to having a job.
They snapped you right up.
All in a year and a half.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
So, is this a common thing for everybody to come in, look for services, get an internship, and then end up working here?
It's not common, but we love those kind of
That's a great story.
It is a great story.
Tell me a little bit about the network here in West Michigan and the work you guys do.
So Disability Network is part of a larger network of Centers for Independent Living. So there's 15 of us in Michigan, cover the entire state. And Centers for Independent Living were set up under the Rehabilitation Act of 1973. And our primary purpose is advocacy. Mm-hmm. So we're here to advocate for the rights for people that have disabilities. Okay. One of the main things we focus on is accessibility, so that people we don't believe that the disability is the problem, it's the world that's kind of
well, yeah, I mean, take a look at the world today.
The world, people with disabilities should have the same access as anyone else.
Absolutely.
And so one of our main goals is that accessibility will be an accepted civil right. It is a civil right.
Sure.
It's not accepted and it's not practiced. So that's one of our main areas of focus. We also work with people with disabilities to help them, if they want to become employed. So Dana was talking about a benefits analysis. So if you're on Social Security and you want to go to work and you're afraid you're going to lose your income from
That's a big thing for people.
Mm-hmm. We help you figure that out. And we say, okay, this is how it works, and this is how you can get a career and work and still not lose all of your benefits. So that's one big plus thing that we do. But there's lots. I mean, we could talk all day about it.
Well, let's talk a little bit. I mean, we're here. It's your time. Everybody's got an important story to tell in Muskegon, and it's all good things.
Right.
So, I mean, you got the advocacy thing going on. Talk a little bit about some of the other programs you offer.
So some of the other things that we do, one of the other core services that we provide is transition services. So if you're a person with a disability living in a nursing home and you don't want to be there anymore, we help you move into the community. And so that's an extremely important service. People love that, that we do that. We also offer information and referral services. So if you have a disability or a loved one has a disability and you want to figure out how to navigate our system, call us and we'll help you figure that out. And we'll connect you to whatever resources we can help you find. And then we also do peer support and peer mentoring. So over 50% of our staff are people with disabilities. We're almost at 75%. And so if you have a disability and you come here and talk to someone, they get it. They've lived with that experience and they understand that experience. For example, I'm somebody with dyslexia, so I understand learning disabilities and how challenging. I have to reread every email, things like that. So I had an experience yesterday with someone who came in for services who said, I have a learning disability. Well, that's where the power is of what we do, in that shared experience and being able to relate. Maybe Dana can talk more about that.
Yeah, that was the thing. When you're alone and you're blind in your house, you think you're the only person, that there's nobody in Muskegon that's visually impaired, and then you come out and it's like, wow, there's a lot of people who are visually impaired. And out of the 4 people that I know that are visually impaired that work here, we all see something different.
Do you really?
Yeah, so it's interesting, and you don't feel like you're alone anymore, and everybody has something, something that you can relate to, and that's what I like about this place, because they have walked a day in my shoes, and it's not only the staff members, it's our board also that the majority have disabilities.
Really?
So it's, we can walk the walk and talk the talk, and that's what makes it nicer and makes you feel more secure and more self-confident.
Sure.
It's like you see someone else doing, the work. It's like, wow, I can do that. 'Cause you don't know what you can do until you get into it.
And give it a shot.
Yeah, and you have no clue, and that goes for anybody. So that's the benefit of working here. You get a chance to try, and you do, and
You succeed.
Ow.
Tell me about your impairment now. You've got a visual problem.
Yeah, I have a eye disease called retinitis pigmentosa,
Okay.
which means I have very little visual field. I have a 13-degree radius where a typical person would have 200 degrees radius.
Mm-hmm.
So if I look at you, I see just your eye.
One eye?
One eye. I have to scan to see. Get you
Hey,
all in.
I'll get scanned. I'll take that.
And I have total night blindness.
Really?
So every night I become totally blind.
Yep.
So it's like during the day I can see a little. What I can see pretty clear. But then I go completely blind at night.
Maybe a dumb question, but can you watch TV and things
Yes,
like that?
I can watch TV.
Hate to miss MacGyver.
It's like a tunnel vision. When you hear tunnel vision, it is. I can see clear tunnel, but I can't see my hand waving in front
No
of here, but I
kidding.
can see straight ahead like a pin. If you
Right.
look through a pen.
And has
So-
this been a progressive thing for you, or has it been?
It's supposed to be a progressive disease, and I should have gone blind by the time I was 40, but fortunately that has not been the case. So, and people can have all forms of retinitis pigmentosa. We do have someone on the board that has the same eye disease
Same
I
thing?
do, and she sees completely different.
How about that?
So it's different strains, different levels, and I'll take what I can get.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, and you know, like I said, you don't know what you can do until you get out there and do it.
And you're empowered.
And yes, and this is a place that does that.
This is a place
helps
that
you
does
and
that.
That's the
empowers
key
you.
word is empowered, because
Yeah.
we don't ask, you know, there's a lot of organizations that serve people with disabilities, but they ask for evidence of or proof that you have a disability. And we are a self-determined group of folks. So if you say that you do and it's impacting your life and it's significantly impacting your life, that's good enough,
Mhm.
and we'll help you.
You've got a big event coming up as well. Let's talk a little bit about that.
So it's a resource fair that we're having for anyone in the community that wants to come and learn about all the resources that are available for people with disabilities or otherwise. It's also an event that we're going to have a luncheon, and during that luncheon we're going to talk about let's get people with disabilities competitively employed in integrated employment, not in segregated settings, but where everybody else goes to work. And how can that happen? And let's talk about that and let's think about that. So that's going to be a big part of the day.
Pretty big part of the day.
Yeah.
Where's that going to be held?
It's at the Holiday Inn, May 6th.
Nice place.
Yeah. it's
Been
a
there
great
once or
venue.
twice for a couple of things over the years.
Oh, yeah.
And it's coming up on May 6th. We'll put all the details right here on Positively Muskegon. Is there anything that you'd like to leave people with, Tamara, that you can think of that is the first step for them? Let's say that somebody's at home and they've got somebody that they know can't see good or can't, whatever. What's the first step?
Call us.
Call. Yeah,
Call us.
Call us. Call us anytime. Someone will always be here on the other end of the phone for you.
Yeah.
There's a wealth of information and good information. All the people that work here, if one person doesn't know it, the other person does.
Okay.
The people that work here are really involved in the community and they know what's out there, and that's what this resource is for, is to share that there are tons of resources out here and how we can get to our community and help them. So the more the merrier.
The more the merrier.
The more the merrier.
We'll put it all right here. You'll find the links on positivelymuskegon.com. Don't miss that big affair coming up too on May 6th at the Holiday Inn. Tamara? Dana? Like I'm going to forget. Dana, thank you so much for taking a couple of minutes to tell everybody out there. Check that website out. Do you take volunteers if people...
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah?
Please.
Number one thing in Muskegon, volunteer. But
Yes.
if you want to do it for a great place, come on
It's
down
fun.
here. It's fun?
Yes, it
Well,
is
I
a
mean,
lot of
she's
fun.
fun.
Yes.
She's fun.
I'm
You want to be a
fun.
part of it?
Yeah.
Disability Network of West Michigan.